What is he thinking about?
Thinking about making a dramatic fold?
No, he's reaching for the 5K chips, Joe. Raises to 16-6.
This cannon is nuts.
This is Massimiliano Martinez, an Italian economics student who plays poker extremely aggressively. Check out his outrageously wild style and find out how much he wins.
Action over to the cannon with ace-4 offsuit. Makes the call.
There it is. Yes. Out of the gate, we're playing cards.
It was only a min raise, but so far, Max is a playa.
To the flop, 10 ace-3 rainbow. Martinez with top pair, Phil with middle pair. Martinez checks.
That's a Phil lock. Check.
Like I'm gonna bet that. Like I'm gonna fall into that trap.
A little pot control from the cannon.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn.
Max's ace is still best. Now he's got outs to a wheel.
He bets 1100.
How much, 11? That's a trap I can be in.
Laak does put in 1100 more while he's behind. Ace of spades on the river.
That second ace hitting isn't so great for Phil.
And Max checks his trips.
Now I gotta get out of the trap. Give me that special club. What's it called? A sand wedge? 2200, I guess. That's a trap getting out. Perfect shot.
Laak fires 2200.
Maybe not. Maybe I need another sand wedge.
I would also like a club sandwich.
Martinez.
Max is actually pretty lucky Phil bet here.
And raises to 5600.
Pretty thin spot for a raise. Max actually has the worst ace possible.
All right. My thinking here is this is not a call in the long run.
Correct.
But why do I not believe him? The problem is if I call and I'm wrong and you win the money, then I'm going to believe you for the rest of the night. 149 hands where I believe you, and that's going to hurt. I'm paying him off. I don't know, how much is it?
He's got a pair of jacks.
4 or 5?
Ace 4.
Ace 4, yeah.
Easily the most steamed I've ever seen Phil.
The cannon's going to take our first pot of the night worth 15,800. Max Martinez, the cannon with 10-9 suited. Raises to 1,300.
All right, loose cannon.
Ace-9 for Hellmuth. Calls. Bill Perkins, 6-3 offsuit, why not?
Whatever.
Flop 8-4-7, couple of diamonds. Perkins checks his gut shot.
Phil Laak check. This is the Phil Laak check. No, the specific.
He's two-handed check.
Sometimes he likes this. I like that little.
Looks like everyone's learning to play chopsticks.
Martinez checking his up and down straight draw.
Hellmuth with nothing but ace high.
42.
Oh, Joe, he's got every backdoor draw imaginable. Businessman's done.
Max has 2 overs and he's open-ended, even though we know his 9's no good.
And Martinez makes the call. 10 of hearts, Max makes a pair. Phil is also up and down now.
Top pair for the loose cannon.
Martinez checks.
12,800.
You heard the man. 12,800 is the bet now.
It's over 3/4 of the pot.
I'll take this one now. You fold. I win.
I know.
He can probably understand complete sentences.
Well, this definitely isn't a fold.
The cannon showing some stones makes the call.
At this point, Phil should know he no longer has the best hand.
To the river, 7 of spades. Phil misses. Max's pair is still good.
Looks like he's thinking about betting it.
And he does. Fires 15,500.
This is a pretty small bet into this pot. It's sort of a blocker / merge. He's trying to bet a little less than what he thinks Phil would have bet.
Raise it. 45,000.
Phil raises 45,000 more.
Now, Phil's the kind of guy that makes a lot of tight just calls, so this raise is pretty polarizing, which means either full house or nothing. It's a very tough spot for Max since he's the one guy at the table who absolutely cannot reload. If he called here and he was wrong, he'd be left with less than 25K. I know what almost every other loose cannon would do in this spot.
Please don't have forceful.
You got fourths?
I might have forceful. I might not.
Sick level.
Okay, call.
Wow.
Good call. You win.
That pot worth over 160,000 bucks.
Absolutely amazing call.
Hellmuth looks stunned.
Oh my God, what is going on? What is going on?
Tilt
oh my
juice.
God.
Get the tilt juice out for everyone.
Amber.
Have
Thank
a
you.
little sip.
Drink it up.
I can't make that call.
So sick.
No, I can't make that call. No, I can't make that call.
blocked
No,
bet.
he bet 15,000 with a 10.
I block bet, so you can raise and bluff.
I can't do any of that.
I don't value, I block.
He's a machine. He's a beast.
No, he bet out with a 10, no kicker. That's staggering.
But think of the percentage of his stack it would have been. I mean, amazing.
Perkins calls. Max with queen jack suited.
More clubs out there than the Vegas Strip.
I don't think that he can survive because he's
I
going to make.
agree.
He's going to. You agree?
I agree that that's too risky in the long run to be doing
Of
it.
course. Of course.
Deuce, queen, 9, couple of hearts.
No, he can't help it. He's going to give it all on you guys.
The Europeans, the Northern Europeans can never help it, right?
I'm speaking the truth.
No, you're speaking your opinion, man.
Perkins is flop bottom pair, but he was not the pre-flop aggressor.
Bets 3,500. Martinez calls.
Max has got top pair.
I don't know. I think that if there's a chance Max is being quiet, and that Max might have a vampire truth that he tasted and just said, I'm going to go with that truth. Because I've met fellow Highlanders, vampires, whatever, once in a while, and they have a taste. They know it can happen.
Ah, the Highlander vampire truth taste.
Perkins checks the 8 of diamonds on the turn. Martinez bets 6,000. Bill folds.
I'm giving him credit for the possibility that he's a mutant genius.
And Max wins again. Kill pot.
I'm giving Max. I'm saying even though I think that's bad long run poker, I'm opening the door to the possibility you're a vampire genius.
Quick, someone get a mirror and a Sudoku puzzle.
Martinez with big slick.
I wonder how you say big slick in Italian. All Italians are pretty slick,
And he raises to 2,400.
including this one.
Hellmuth quickly calls. 8 tray 10 rainbow.
The cannon has missed, but he's first to act.
Bets 2,600.
Phil may not hate this board.
Raise 3.
He doesn't. Raises it to 5,600.
I couldn't bluff him the first time.
You could do anything you want. You are the man with more bracelets in the world.
I tried. You called me last time.
Phil's raising here to try to protect himself from being outdrawn or getting bluffed on a later street, since there aren't a lot of turn cards he's going to like.
Martinez makes the call.
This can sometimes look pretty obvious, though, and our loose cannon showed pretty good instinct so far.
Turn tray of diamonds. Martinez checks.
It's actually a pretty good card for Phil.
And he bets 5,000. And Martinez just calls again.
Looks like Max thinks Phil's just barreling.
To the river. 5 of spades. Phil with a boat, and he's loving this.
Hellmuth catches another late game set. Max with nothing but ace-king high.
And checks it.
Phil's best chance of getting paid here is to try to make it look like a bluff.
Yes, Phil, you did river a full house.
22,000.
Fires 22K.
This is for 3/4 of the pot and could be a good way to level Max into thinking he's just trying to run another big bluff.
Thinking of calling me with ace king high?
Yep.
Probably king eye is good.
Looks like Max is seriously considering making this hero call.
He does.
You got a full house.
Pretty sure that beats ace high.
2 10s for Elke. Raises to 1,300. Laak calls with his suited ace.
How many different versions of this hand am I going to get? It's got to work once.
Not true.
It's got to work once.
Perkins with trade deuce again.
Don't try this ever.
Over to our cannon Martinez with pocket 7s.
Massimiliano looks like he's up to something.
3 bets it to 6,100. Hellmuth quickly out of the way, as is Dario.
You guys are chatting it up over there. Massimiliano is trying to play some cards.
Elkalicious. Elke doesn't care.
Squeeze alert.
Let's see what's going on.
Elke makes the call.
Squeeze alert.
No, I think I'm not coming.
Laak folds.
I think I'm not coming on that one.
Perkins is out as well.
You guys leave me alone?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
Max scares me. I haven't figured out if he's a genius or a donkey yet, so I'm just not playing hands with him.
2 players to the flop.
I'm leaning towards genius, like the Tower of Pisa.
King, ace, ace.
Aw, poor Phil would have flopped trips. Elke's trying to get a read on Max.
Checks it over to him.
Max pretty much has no choice but to bet after 3-betting pre-flop.
And bets 5,200.
Elke also knows that Max would have pretty much had no choice but to bet.
But he folds.
Even when you know they're bluffing, it's hard to call because they're in such a good math spot. They just get the money anyways, you know?
A little c-bet action from Max takes it down, and he continues to roll here on the big game. Leave it to the economics major to know the math. 10-9 suited for our cannon.
It's a sick power. Wow, this is the most aggressive loose cannon I've ever seen.
Raises to 1300. Phil H is out.
I love it. I love it. I mean, if I can beat top pair, I can win like 100.
I'm trickling chips off to him.
Yeah, let's trickle.
Trickle down poker. You know, this is what I do.
Laak and Perkins both in.
Trickle.
Jack 8-6. A couple of diamonds on the flop.
A zombie cannon flops the up and down straight flush draw.
Check.
Laak checks top pair
Bill Perkins has got top air.
Check.
and checks it.
I think we're pretty likely to see Massimiliano continue his aggression. This is a perfect spot to start building a pot.
You'd be right, Joe. He bets 2,600.
Well, I don't think Phil will be folding top pair. And from the looks of all those chips he's grabbing, he may just be getting tired of this kid.
He puts out a raise, 14-6, and Perkins folds.
This is a pretty ob spot for a 3-bet IMO. Max is a favorite against top pair, and this actually doesn't have great implied odds, meaning Phil can probably get away from it if a bad card hits. Max might want to get in as much now as he can.
Martinez re-raises to 37,700.
Can you pull him 12?
Now, Phil said on the first hand of the week when he paid off Max that it was going to mess with his head for the rest of the session. He was likely to believe Max would always have it, and this could very well be where Phil concludes that Max is indeed a zombie Highlander vampire leprechaun.
By the way, Max, I'm folding, and I will show you my hand if you show me your hand.
Laak folds.
I don't need that.
All right.
Max says no thanks. Dario, King 10 offsuit.
Haven't heard from Dario in a little while.
Pumps it up to 1,100. A suited ace for Elke. Ace deuce for the cannon.
Probably an easy defend with those pot odds.
And it is.
Not Elke, not yet, but I'm waiting for him to go off loose. Dario's been popped me like 4 or 5 times, so.
Four-way action to the flop. 3, 5, 9, all clubs.
All right, everybody, club check.
Perkins checks
Bottom pair, no club. Max has ace high, worst club.
and checks
Dario's got the second nut flush draw and the pre-flop betting lead.
and checks it as well.
Elke's got ace high with a wheel draw, but also no club.
And it's going to check around. We'll see a turn. Jack of diamonds.
Perkins perks up. Now with top and bottom, no one with the betting lead at the moment.
He fires out 2,600 with 2 pair. Action over to our loose cannon.
Italians are famous for their cooking, and it looks like Max is cooking up something here.
Looks like he's cooking up a raise, possibly. That's a lot of chips. Makes it 11,600.
With nothing but ace high and a gut shot, that's some machismo.
Dario out.
Tough to call there with a bet and a raise in front of you.
How much do I have to put in?
And Elke gives up his gut shot. Perkins makes the call easily.
Quick call from Perkins. Frustration call or soul read. You be the judge.
Queen of diamonds on the river. A straight now possible as well. Perkins checks.
Perkins still with the best hand. Dario's king 10 would have gotten there. Max knows he can't win this pot by checking. And Perkins is still checking.
All right, he's done. Max, your action. And a lot of action. Bets 23,100.
On a stone bluff, and this cannon is cannoning. Now for Bill Perkins with 2 pair, it's not the hardest call in the world, but it's not the easiest either.
I give him Phil's money.
That sounds like a call.
Here's Phil's money. Flush?
And it is.
Nice one.
Oops.
Where's that?
Ace high.
Perkins was so sure he lost.
And Perkins is going to drag a pot worth almost 75K. Elke raises. Laak calls 1,300 with the 10-8. Perkins, King Jack, calls. The cannon with the 9-7.
He's thinking about it. He's got some decent immediate odds if he wants to get in there, splash around.
Splash he will. Phil Hellmuth, King 10, suited, makes the call. Trey 9-4, a couple of hearts, cannon with top pair. And checks it. Hellmuth checks.
Elke's got middle pair and was the original raiser.
Keeps the lead, bets 3,300.
Laak hoping for some better cards.
And ditches these. Perkins out of the way. Back on Martinez. Just calls.
That is a very disappointing flop. dealer. For me, I had a nice little hand there. Oh.
Translation for Elke's face. Okay.
Turn ace of hearts. Elke with 2 pair.
Top pair, no longer top pair for the cannon.
And he checks it.
Elke's got aces up now and probably really loves his hand, though I'm sure he wouldn't love to see another heart come off.
Elke bets 8,200.
Max likely knows that this would be a good card for Elke to bluff at, and unlike most loose cannons, Max does not back down easily.
And Max calls from well behind here. We're going to see a river.
Elke's got Max in bad shape.
River, 9 of clubs, not anymore. Max makes trips.
I wonder if they have the word Yahtzee in Italian.
He checks it.
Max is taking a shot that Elke will bet at this. His 2 pair are counterfeited.
Elke won't be trapped. He checks. Martinez shows him the winner.
Elke's not running like Elke today. Still, he manages to lose the minimum. Well played, Monsieur.
Max the cannon. Pocket aces.
What a superb spot for a 3-bet.
Wow.
And he does. Raises to 5,100. Phil quickly out. 4 tray of clubs from Minieri.
Dario's got a hand that's good for snapping aces, but he's out of position.
2 shallow monks are on the mat right now, you know?
Looks like we're about to see a slow motion wire fight up above some trees. I would expect a lot of dusty punches. This is a big re-raise. Dario's out of position, not getting the right price, and he's not closing the action.
Crouching Tiger, massive 4-bet. Makes it 18,100.
Back in my younger days.
You would have folded even faster.
Laak lets it go, as does Perkins. And this just became a 5-alarm dumpster fire for Dario. Martinez is raised to 37-2. Max would love to see a 6th bet here.
Fold.
Dario folds, and Max is going to take down a nice pot pre-flop.
Wow, this is unbelievable. He has come over the top. He's got the last raise in like every pot he's played.
85%.
So he's either had aces and kings like
Or he's a
17 times, or
The
he's
tape
just,
will show if he's a
out there.
genius.
By the way, earlier in the week, in a Behind the Poker Face, Phil said the loose cannon played horribly.
Raises here.
Like never.
21.
Hellmuth out. Action on Dario Minieri on the small blind.
Typically, this would be a spot for a 3-bet if he was going to play this hand.
Just calls. Elke in the big blind with 4 deuce suited. Calls 1,700 more.
Perkins with the chance to put the squeeze on.
I raise the pot.
11-1 total.
11-1 total. Bill Perkins is here, folks. There it is. There you go.
He's got it, Phil.
Yeah.
Perkins raises to 11,100. Back on the cannon. Joe, why is he reaching for chips?
Because he's about to put the loose in loose cannon.
He flat calls 9,000 with Jack 8, and Dario and Elke are quickly out.
Loose as a goose.
Heads up to the flop. 10-9-8 rainbow.
This could get Max in trouble. He's got bottom pair and he's open-ended. Perkins with an overpair, same straight draw.
But he checks it.
Surprising check. Let's see if Max gets aggressive. Sure, Perkins isn't folding.
No, he checks behind.
2 surprising checks in this 3-bet pot.
Ace of clubs on the turn. Perkins not scared of that ace, makes it 15,000.
Coming out swinging, but I don't think Max can or should fold a pair in a straight draw,
And he calls
even though we know he's drawing pretty thin to an outright win.
to the river. 9 of clubs, no help to Max.
Sort of a scare card for both players.
Perkins checks it.
We've seen Max get real aggressive in spots like this before, and we haven't seen him give up much at all.
Waves the white flag.
Aces? Huh? Aces? No.
I have jacks.
They're good.
Perkins will take down a pot worth 57K. King 10. Raises to 1,300. Pocket deuces for Laak. Calls.
I bet the pot. I bet the pot.
Aaron Sorkin's big game.
He bet the pot.
He bet the pot.
Perkins raises to 6,200 with pocket 10s.
No one's even called down there.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
Over to our Italian loose cannon, Massimiliano Martinez with 9-5 of spades. What is he thinking about?
Thinking about making a dramatic fold.
No, he's reaching for the 5K chips, Joe. Raises to 16-6.
This cannon is nuts.
This is where we need to see what he has.
Sick of showdowns.
Elke folds, locks out, over to the businessman with his 2 10s. Makes the call.
The problem with playing a pot with Perkins is that while he's spewy, he may not lay down some of the same hands other pros would.
5 trey 6, 2 spades, pair and a flush draw from Martinez.
Action flop. Perkins with the overpair.
Fires 20K.
See, now we've got an overpair versus a pair and a flush draw in a 3-bet pot. Ay-ya, that's why that bet is so big. For Massimiliano, this is a pretty clear-cut spot for a raise. Perkins will sometimes just be messing around, and if not, you've got a huge piece of this board.
And Max raises to 57-2.
Max could have moved all in, but this is a very strong hand.
How much?
And he actually doesn't mind giving Perkins the opportunity to try to bluff all in.
I fold.
Perkins lays it down face up.
Good bet.
And Max shows him the 9.
Great bet.
This game is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm losing.
Yeah, and I don't know how to beat it.
I can't believe I'm losing. I know how to beat it, but you can't let him hit the 2-outers.
I don't think you know how to beat this game.
Dario just couldn't resist.
Action on Max with ace-10.
Uh-oh.
And of course,
course.
the shallow monk comes to the mat, you know? He loves these moments. Please.
Max raises to 5,100. Action folds to Elke, who's out.
I don't know. I've given up on the monk. I'm just gonna.
I'm baiting out. Please. Oh.
Lock with 10-9 of hearts.
Phil's dominated.
Where's the 5?
Calls 4,300. 4-10 queen rainbow. Lock and Martinez both with middle pair.
Jake.
Lock's got kicker problems like the Karate Kid.
He fires 6,100.
A lot of money out there to fold this to 1 bet, especially when everyone has a pretty good sense of how aggressive Max has been.
Lock makes the call.
String call.
Turn, deuce of diamonds. Lock checks.
Will Max keep barreling?
He does not. Checks it to the river. Queen of diamonds, 2 pair for both.
Changes absolutely nothing.
Lock checks.
This is probably a spot for a value bet, especially knowing how aggressive our cannon's been.
And Martinez bets 25,000 with his 2 pair better kicker.
Very polarizing bet on a hand that's not polarized.
This is called a thin call. I don't normally do these, but I decided a long time ago.
Wait, let me get my notepad.
The only way to beat these shallow monks is to just
a thin call.
You just get some little chunk of something, you just hold on, and if they pound you into the ground and they take your satchel and run away into the forest, then you're just sitting there with no satchel. That's okay, I've done without a satchel before.
What in the H?
But if my thin little gangly, crackly 1 pair is good, then I took his satchel.
Does this story have a point?
Just flip a coin, flip a coin. Flip a coin, come on.
Flip a coin. Flip a chip.
Maybe. I'm getting a coin.
I like the coin.
Max can now win an extra 25 grand based on the flip of a coin.
I have a coin, I know.
Okay, I got 1 cent.
He gave you the coin.
Shaolin's got his own coin.
Shaolin, you want to flip the Shaolin coin?
Ancient Chinese proverb says, anytime man offers you coin, don't flip, but call instead. Wow, is that parable true? I'm going with the parable.
Lock calls. Max shows the winner.
Ace-10.
You made the Shaolin value bet.
Shalom value bet.
Oh, I love that a little
He knew the shallow and parable. He knew to offer the coin because he knew if he offered the coin, I would call.
Mercier lets it go. 10-5 for Martinez.
The dice hanging from the mirror. All right, I'm done.
Calls 200.
Raise 4.
Hellmuth min raises to 800.
Annoying little back raise. Awesome if Max just folded, make him look like a jerk.
Martinez calls.
At a table full of Nemesi, Phil is now heads up with 1 of them.
Flop. 4-10-9, 2 clubs. Cannon flops top pair and checks it. Hellmuth with middle pair and a flush draw.
Hellmuth's the favorite, but he has the worst hand.
16.
That's 1,600.
Don't think Max is going anywhere with top pair against Phil Spewmuth. Would it be Hell Spew?
Martinez raises to 5,100.
I'm going to raise it up.
Things are getting heated in a hurry.
Phil puts out enough to call, but he'll contemplate his raise amount.
Phil taking his sweet time figuring out how much to make it.
Still waiting on Phil.
All in.
Cannon's all in.
You're all in? Okay.
Apparently Max was tired of waiting.
And he flips up his hand.
Hellmuth ready to gamble.
Wow, look at this.
How many times do you want to run?
One time's good.
Only one?
Hellmuth is a man. He's doing straddles and doing it one time, and he's...
One time's good.
One time's good. It's your choice, not mine.
One time's good, I said.
Okay.
One time.
How many times are they running it?
One time.
Hellmuth is the slight favorite. His outs are practically running off the screen.
Huge moment for Max. If his hand holds up, he'll grab the lead from Gonzo for the NAPT passport.
Gonzo and Phil both rooting for a club.
5 of diamonds, 2 pair for Max.
Not a great card for Phil. It kills one of his club outs. If Max hits the 5 of clubs, he'll make a full house.
Very nice 5. 5? Oh, 5 of clubs.
5 of clubs, yeah.
5 of clubs is burned. Is burned at the 5 of clubs.
Rubbing salt in the wounds.
Oh, don't do this, please. I don't want to see. If you don't see, I don't want to see.
Max is awfully cocky.
And if Phil doesn't hit one of his outs, the big game will send him home broke again. 6 of spades. And Max takes the passport lead.
I got it, man.
Yeah, you got it, all right. Well played, bro.
Thank you.
Max, you were so calm, cool, collected the entire week. Now that it's all over, what are you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. I win a lot. I'm so happy. I'm quite proud of my game. I can't imagine nothing better. So I'm very, very happy.